Today I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful wood round DIY. My name is Leah and I love finding budget decor for my home. And if I can't buy it cheap, I'll craft it up. Today is number 7 in my Sunflowers and Honeybees DIY series. And it's also part of a collab that's hosted by Tracey from Secondhand Tracey. It's called Home is Where My Honeybee, and we're doing honeybee themed DIYs. Links for Tracey Ann's channel and the playlist for this challenge are in the description, so be sure to check those out. I'm working with this wood round that I picked up from Walmart. It's 15.75, so almost 16 inches, and they called it a shiplap wood round. I bought it it was under $6, $5 something or another. But anyway, the hanger that came on it has the lines going vertically, and I want them horizontally. So rather than deal with the staples that's on the back, I'm just going to tape that down, because who knows, I may want to use this in a different way, sanded down and repainted. I'm using my apple barrel paints in white, black, and bright yellow, along with some various sizes of brushes. And I'm going to be using 2 different colors of painter's tape. This is only to keep my mind straight, because brain fog is real, guys, really real. I'm going to put down green first, because that's going to be where I'm adding a yellow stripe. Right underneath it, I'll put blue. Everything blue is going to be a white stripe. Yellow, white, yellow, white. You get the picture. Once it's all taped up, it looks something like this. And the first thing I'm doing is painting that center part with a fresh coat of black, because it looks a little bit scuffed from hanging in the store. So I just wanted it to look fresh. And then I'm going to come in with the white paint and start on the top and bottom edge. There's just a little section that I didn't get taped off right there. And I'm going to use 2 coats of that. Top, spin it around, do the bottom. Now a normal person would go on to that next section of blue and finish up with the white, but whoever called me normal? I'm going to go with my second stripe right up against that white one, and I'm going to do yellow. I'm just taking that same piece of tape that I just pulled off, sticking it over the white that's painted and very well dry, and coming in with yellow. And you can see right away that that yellow was not covering the black. I did 2 coats of the yellow. The black was still showing through. So I just got some of my baking soda, added it some paint, added in the yellow. Got a nice thick paint going on here, and painted it with 2 more coats of that. It's still not entirely covered, but it's good enough for me. And I'm not selling it, it's going to be mine, so it's good enough for me. It's good enough. Now I'm going to cover that yellow and then remove the blue and do another white stripe. You get the gist. Once I had it all painted up, it's looking something like this. And I'm going to come in with some more of that black paint in a fine line brush and paint in between for some separation between the white and yellow stripes. It just defines them more. And I'm not worried about getting totally straight lines because it's handmade, y'all. Don't drive yourself crazy over trying to make something perfect. And now I've created this decal with my Cricut. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I do. I line it up where I want it before applying transfer tape. And I'm out of transfer tape per se. I'm just using this painter's tape. But what I do is go a little bit to the side or top or bottom edge and go over it and stick it into place right where I want it. You'll see in just a moment what I'm doing here. And yes, painter's tape works very well in a pinch. I just scrape across there, got my letters to stick, and then lifted up the tape, rolling from that bottom edge, not getting close to that top edge that's stuck to the wood round. I just peeled it up like that, pulled out the backing, leaving that attached, lay it down smooth in the center, then out to the sides, and voila! There we go. The only downside to using painter's tape, I will say, even though it works well, every once in a while it wants to tear and you'll have a teeny tiny bit left behind, but no biggie. It doesn't cause any damage. It's just a little bit of aggravation. Now dragging out my ribbons, I'm trying to decide what I want. I know I want quite a few ribbons in different sizes, different prints. The 4 there I bought at Hobby Lobby when it was half price. Always check half price sales at Hobby Lobby. You'll get fantastic ribbon for very cheap. That little polka dot was from Dollar Tree. Now starting with the largest ribbon, this one is 3 inches. How I'm going to measure this out, and yes, it has a front and back side of the wired ribbon. I'm going to take my 12-inch ruler and just go 1, 2, 3 lengths of that and cut it off. Now I'm ready to make my bow, and I'm doing what most people call a shoestring bow. And here I'm showing you I just dovetailed the ends on all those ribbons, and then I crossed those tails over, pinched everything in the center, and there's my big anchor bow. I'm using little strips of a thin black ribbon. It's not fine, it's thin. And there we go. That's what I'm calling my anchor bow, which will be the first layer. The second layer will be with this 2.5 inch ribbon. This is not wired, but it's very thick and it holds its shape super well. I'm not going 3 full lengths with it. I'm only going 2.5 on my ruler. Each time I add a new ribbon, the ribbon's going to be just a bit smaller size and just a bit shorter to make just a little bit smaller bow. Now I'm not going to make you sit through all of that. I was just going to give you an idea of how I'm starting this off. Pinch in the middle, tie it up. And ribbon that is not wired is so much harder to tie up. I like that wired ribbon so much because it holds its shape. Now what I'm going to do is just add it right into the center of that other bow. And I have long tails on my tie together ribbon. And that's what I'm doing. I'm using those to tie them together. Now here's the 4 different ribbons stacked together. And then I'm going to come in right in the center with that tiny ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go all the way around where everything is tied together nice and secure with a double knot. And we're going to have a whole lot of fluffing going on. I'm using this cheap Sisal rope that I picked up at Ollie's, 50 foot for $2.99, because it's not going to be showing anyway. That's what I'm making my hanger with. Now, if the hanger was going to show, I would probably use the Dollar Tree nautical rope, but I'm just going to go in with this, and it was hard to cut. It's actually super sturdy. And I put a line of glue all the way down that first yellow stripe on both sides like so. Laid my rope against it and held it and flattened it till it was cool. The bow is going to sit right up on the top there, right on that top edge. Boom, like that. And then I flipped it over and added a little bit more reinforcement. So much for fluffing, right? I got to do it all over again. Now I wanted to add some of my sunflowers, and first I thought I was just going to tuck one on each side of that bow, but the more I looked at it, it looked like an owl looking back at me, and I didn't like it, so I moved them both to one side. Yep, like that. And I'm going to hot glue those into place there. And then I have a cute little wooden bee I picked up at Hobby Lobby. Regular price it was 79 cents, but I got it when wood pile was half off, so I got it for 40 cents. Isn't he cute? And that's all I had to do. Thank you so much for watching my video today. And please leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought about today's project. Until next time, bye-bye.